If you're looking forward to 2024 to start the new year fresh, because 2023 was a tough year and probably the hardest year of your life, I can definitely relate with you. I want to share with you 23 lessons that I learned within business, friendships, dating, relationships, and other things that I'm going to be taking along with me in 2024 and optimizing. So the first thing is business, and one of the biggest lessons that I learned is that seasons come and go, where there's gonna be great months, there's gonna be down bad months, and also gonna be down bad years, right? I had an amazing year in 2023 where my business was growing within Asian Boss Boy. Coming to 2023, I had a big goal of scaling the business to 30 to 40,000 a month, and it came down to things not working out in my favor. And I learned that you have to vet people regardless of their backgrounds and experiences, which is tip number 2, is hiring the right type of person, right? And I'm blessed enough to hire assistant coaches that were amazing. I was able to find appointment setters that would do their job correctly, and they've been working with me ever since. The third thing I learned this year was that regardless of who I was recommended to and paid good money and saw that they're doing well on social media, that they all could be scams, right? I mean, I had a guy that I paid almost $10,000 to help me scale my business, and turns out, he didn't give me the right people to work with to scale the business, and I had to start from scratch. That really put me in a bad position financially to scale the business forward. It all accumulated down to having just a bad first 4 to 5 months that have snowballed into December, where it still hasn't been great, and now I'm rebuilding everything. The biggest lesson that I learned was to vet people regardless of who I was recommended by, right? And the person who recommended me this person, he has great credibility, but I still cannot trust their words unless I face-to-face have this conversation with this person and make sure that he is the right person for my business. Number 4 is money is great, but it's not fulfilling, right? So I'm also in the business of real estate developing. I'm in the process of building 8 homes this year, hopefully, trying to sell the 2 to 3 homes, as well as doing more projects on the side with flipping, remodeling, and real estate is gonna be great. I'm gonna make a lot of money and I'll be financially okay. I'll be more than okay, but money to me is not everything, and it's not fulfilling, right? I wanna see people win, I wanna see people grow, I wanna see people be successful. That's where I get my fulfillment from. That's why I love coaching, I love coaching because it gives me fulfillment, as well as I see people's results, and I'm all about results. So that's what I've learned in terms of business. Let's talk about the fun stuff. Let's talk about the dating aspect, right? As someone who doesn't date or hasn't dated in a long time, I've been single for the last 9 to 10 years up until recently. I wasn't dating, and in the last 2 years I started cold approaching, going on more dates, going on dates consistently. Lesson number 5 that I learned this year was making sure I was qualifying the woman versus having them qualify me. I'm at this point where I'm trying to find my wife. I'm trying to find my person. I'm trying to find my lifetime partner and have her be my support system. I have to qualify these women to see if they fit my lifestyle. At this point, it all comes down to, do they fit my lifestyle? Do they have the same core values? Are they gonna be right for my family? Are they gonna be, having all these requirements checked off? Not only do they need to be qualified, but also I'm not gonna settle for anything less, right? And that's lesson number 6. I'm not gonna settle for anything less than my baseline. And we'll get into the baseline in a little bit. And number 7 that I learned was having an abundant mindset. I had this mindset for the longest time, but it really didn't click until now, where I'm going on dates every single week, right? And this never happened to me, prior to 2021, right? It used to be 1 date every year, maybe 2 to 3 dates every year, but now it's very consistent, where it's like 3 to 4 dates every single month. I have no problem going on dates. The biggest problem right now is just finding quality dates that are accommodating to me. Second dates for me are very, very rare. but having this abundant mindset where it's like, hey, you know, if I've met with this girl, there's probably gonna be more like her or better. And I'm just trying to find that quality person, my wife, family material, you know what I mean? And try to see if she's out here. And Seattle's very tough, right? Seattle, in terms of dating, is tough, and we'll get into another video. If you wanna see a video about me describing, you know, the dating scene in Seattle, make sure to leave a comment down below. Lesson number 8 is I learned a lot about myself as well as what I want in a partner. Not only am I trying to find, you know, my person or my family material wife or potential girlfriend, I learn a lot about myself and what are my triggers, being self-aware of my actions, being self-aware of social cues, and how to interact with a woman. I learn a lot about myself through these dates. I learn what I like to have in a woman to accommodate for my lifestyle. Last thing about dating, point number 9, is putting myself out there with intent, right? So, I mean, I go out to coffee shops, and I mean, I've asked girls that are baristas to go on a date. Like, I have no shame. I know my intentions. I'm not here to be an F-boy. I'm not here playing around. I'm trying to find that person. And sometimes you gotta put yourself out there. For us men, it's hard to approach a woman in public. It's hard to talk to someone at the coffee shop. I mean, I've been there, I've done that, and I was shy. But now with this abundant mindset, you know, no one's gonna remember you when you approach that girl. No one's gonna, you know, make fun of you for approaching this girl. Actually, you know, it's a running joke with the girl at the coffee shop. I asked on a date, and you know, now they know my intentions. You know, I'm literally trying to find, you know, my person, and I have no shame, and you know, I'm respectful. You know, I'm not trying to be a playboy. You know, I'm not trying to be out here for the streets. I'm literally, you know, hey, if I were to go on a date with you, it'd be a good time. If not, cool, we'll be good friends. I would love to connect you, you know, with someone else as well, right? I'm here to give you value, right? So the girl that kind of ghosted me or didn't give me a time of day to go on a date, but we're good friends to this day. And you know, I've had her connect with another friend that I hung out with, and you know, I want her to be, you know, well versed in her career and see her exceed in her life, right? And I'm not just here to do this for me and be selfish, but I want to give back and say, hey, how can I give you value and how can I help you in your life? So I always have intent in whoever I'm meeting, and I always have a good heart and have a clear direction of where I want to go. Friendships have been on my mind for the longest time this year, and you know, after joining the Standard, making really great friends within this community. I mean, I call them my brothers, like literally my brothers, and we can talk about anything. But the biggest problem with, you know, my friend group right now is we might not be aligned with the same values or goals, and you know, I had to learn to accept that. And not everybody's gonna change or go in the same path as you. And I had to learn that, you know, my friends aren't gonna be going along the same path as me. They don't see the growth mindset that I have. I have to respect that. I have to love them from afar. Not because I don't like them or I disagree with them. I just have to put boundaries and say, hey, you know, this is gonna be for me. This is good for me to say, hey, you know, I respect you. I want you to do well, but I'm not gonna push you any further than I already have. And I'm gonna respect your boundaries and say, hey, do your thing. I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna love you here. If you need help, you know who to talk to, right? You can also find people in different communities to make friends, right? So if your friend group isn't in a place where you see growth in, you can seek friends in different communities. So the guys inside the Standard have made a huge impact in my life in terms of pushing myself, in terms of my business, getting recognized for things that I've been doing in the community. I mean, as Asian American men, getting validated is something that we want to hear, and we feel good about it, right? We don't get that from our parents. Say, hey, good job. Or our mentors say, hey, great job. This is what you did good today. I don't get that. And to have a community that supports me and loves me and actually sees the fruits of my labor, bro, I made amazing friends here in the Standard, and I want to extend that into the Seattle region, right? So if you're a man who's looking to improve your life and be excellent in the financial, the spiritual, the physical, the social, as well as the emotional aspect, bro, comment down below and let me know, what do you need help with in your life that will make you excellent? Or do you need to be surrounded by other men that's gonna help you and elevate your life? Because it's changed my life in the last 2 years, which is crazy. We literally just had the 2-year annual anniversary, the end of year conference, which was amazing just to see my friends. It was like a reunion, you know what I mean? You can make amazing friends from these communities. It could be church, it could be a climbing community, it could be the gym community, but make friends within those communities. The thing about friendships that I learned this year was that friendships and these relationships are built through similar pain and trauma that we've dealt with, but also having that growth mindset of where we want to see each other, right? It doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be money. You have to see, I had great conversations with men with faith and asking questions about God and religion, style, how to improve the community, how can we help more men. I mean, that's where my friendships have formed from nothing, and total different backgrounds. I mean, most of the guys that I know in the community are African American. I never grew up with African American brothers, and up to this point, you know what I mean, they are literally my brothers that I don't see color. I recognize that they're different color, but we grew up the same. I mean, I have to shout out my guy Jamal, one of my good brothers inside the standard, and we're pretty much very similar. Grew up very similar, you know what I mean? We had the same upbringing, had the same goal, mindset. My guy Seth in Seattle, you know what I mean? He's helped me spiritually in my faith, and I'm okay with asking questions. Bro, it's all a journey, we're not all killing it right now. And I'm excited to see how we all progress. And the last point with friendships that I've seen so far is leading with vulnerability. I don't lead with money. I don't lead with what I've done. I don't lead with accolades. I lead with me as a person. To do that, it's just helped me connect with so many people, right? Dealing with insecurities in my life, insecurities with dating, insecurities with social life. I mean, so many Asian men can relate to that, and to be on that same vision or the same goal, I mean, it's brought many of my friends together. And this is, towards the Asian American community, but also any other brother, right? Or it goes towards, even women as well, just being open and vulnerable. It's like, hey, I'm okay sharing, who I am. And we just gotta connect on a deeper level. I don't have to share anything, but I'm willing to, and I'm an open book. It could be a blessing and a curse, but I found that leading with vulnerability, leading with my own values and what I care about has given me the opportunity to make amazing friends with men and women. Here is the fun part, relationships. So I was in a relationship in July to August, and this person was amazing, right? And she is amazing. She is still amazing. I have nothing but good things to say. And it didn't work out. Something that I learned from, Stefan Speaks is that you can find the right person at the right time, but if they're dealing with trauma, you can't change that. They have to go through that themselves. They have to go through the healing process. And unfortunately, she was dealing with trauma that she wasn't willing to go forward with a relationship, and I respect that. And honestly, I'm just praying that she does heal from it, regardless of if she does come back to me, or she's still in my life, or she finds another person, right? I'm not bitter about it. I've never been bitter. Maybe in the past I would have been bitter, but up to this point, after 10 years of being single and working on myself and knowing my own self-worth, bro, I just want her to be happy. I want her to heal. I want her to find her person, and I have nothing but good things to say about her. And she taught me a lot about my relationships going forward. And another thing that I learned from her was to learn how to pace, right? I'm a certified lover boy. Like when I like someone, I fall hard, and that's something I have to control. A lot of guys have been telling me that, hey, take it easy. I mean, we did long distance, we went quick. I felt like she was the right person, and unfortunately, sometimes that puts too much pressure on, the significant other, right? She was pressured to see my friends, to see family, and she wasn't ready for it, and I don't blame her. We were both excited and we thought we were in the right place, but like I said, cannot heal her own trauma. I couldn't help her with that. And if I was a catalyst for that, cool. But one thing I learned this year was pacing. Letting the pace be dictated by me, you know what I mean? As well as, hey, seeing signs like, hey, is she okay meeting friends, seeing family, setting her pace, you know what I mean? So if she wants to invite me to see her friends, cool. That gives me the okay to say, hey, let's meet up with some of the guys that I know for a little bit. It doesn't have to be like a social, it doesn't have to be a party. In terms of pacing, take it slow. Another thing I liked about this woman was she liked me a lot, and this is very rare. This is something that I didn't get when I was in other relationships or dating. I mean, yeah, I could see signs that they really liked me a lot, but for her to be like 100% confident that I was gonna be her man, bro, that just motivated me to be the best person that I can be, and that made me feel more attracted to her, right? Like, I didn't have to qualify, I didn't have to jump through hoops, I didn't have to play this damn game, right? There was no games between us. I was a straight shooter. Hey, this is what my intentions are. Like, I know what I want. I'm not here to play games, and she followed, which I really appreciate, and that's the same type of standard that I want to have with another woman that I'm gonna see in the future. Like, if you don't set those, if you're not at that baseline, bro, you're out of here, respectfully. And for us men, we always think about, when we have enough money, we'll have a girl. When we have this job, we'll have the girl. When we're successful, we'll have this girl. But having a woman during your hero's journey, when you're kind of down bad, you're on your journey to become this man, it's a great experience. You need a woman in your life during those times of, hey, you're about to slay that dragon. I need this woman to be by my side to support me, not just to slay the dragon and then get the girl and be successful. It's like you're down bad, you're working on your business, you're working on your passions, you're working on these projects, and she's there to support you. And she was there within those short times for me where, bro, it fired me up, it motivated me, which is, the last point of relationships is having a person there motivated me. She motivated me to do more. She motivated me, she fired me up when I had a bad day. She was there to support me, and it motivated me to say, hey, I want to provide for my future family. I could see that, ahead of me. Like, I could actually picture that, which was amazing. I have nothing but good things about this person, and I'm excited for, the next relationships I might enter. I'm focused on my career, I'm focused on my passions, but I'm also still looking for that woman that's going to join me on this hero's journey. I'm excited. It's relationships going into 2024 is going to be on the back burner, to be honest. I'm still going to be working, I'm still going to build relationships, I'm still going to be social, I'm still going to put in the work. It's going to be on the back burner for a little bit, but I'm not going to say it's off the table. I'm still going to make that my focus. So last few things about this year that I learned was that you cannot just rely on yourself, your friends, and your family. You have to have faith in whatever religion that you believe in. I was always about controlling my own destiny, knowing that, hey, I have control over my own situation, which is true, but sometimes you also have to have a higher power to help you have faith and continue growing. Needing faith within Buddhism, Hinduism, or having some type of faith above everybody else would help you in business, relationships, friendships, social life, everything. It will give you hope. Something that I've been doing recently as well, it has been praying. Like, I've been praying heavily praying. I thought it was hippie shit and it was humble jumble, and a lot of my friends are Christian. I just never understood, and I started studying, right? And literally the first book I picked up was The Importance of Prayer, or How to Pray, by a Buddhist monk. He's a very well-known Buddhist monk, and I just learned and just read, and I started actually practicing, not practicing, but actually praying, a couple weeks ago. And it's funny how things have been popping up in my life, right? And it's been beautiful. And these are not things that I've prayed in terms of seeing success, in terms of monetary, possessions, assets. It's literally trying to find peace within myself and seeing things for the better of my friends, my family, other relationships. It's been crazy to see, and we can get into that And you know, with that being said, you know, a funny thing was I wanted to build a community within the Seattle region. And I got an email like a day or two later saying, hey, I would love to connect you with someone in the Bellevue area who's Asian American. And I haven't heard from this person in the last 6 months. I'm like, that's crazy. How are things popping up right after the other after praying, right? Or for example, you know, I was praying for just hoping to have one of my friends be successful in his endeavors, right? I mean, he was going through a lot in terms of his mental health, friendships, career, then things started popping up for him. And obviously he has control over that and he can dictate his own destiny as well. Just having those prayers put out into the world and seeing things just progress in his way. I mean, he is real, right? And it's been amazing to see how that has been unfolding. Another thing is building a network within the Seattle region. I've hosted socials inside the Bellevue area for the first time. I've done 2 events and it has built, you know, my social circle, my credibility, and it's not easy, but I've learned so much from these experiences in terms of networking, finding people, connecting restaurants, connecting hosts, and building those connections that are gonna last, you know, seasons on seasons on seasons. So it's been great to see Seattle blossom that way. 2 points that have been really important to me over these last, I'd say 3 to 4 weeks, and has changed my perspective and how I'm gonna move forward into 2024 is recharge, asking for help, and giving myself grace. I've said this in a video previously that I'm learning how to recharge. And for me, recharging is going on dates, talking to people, going out, having coffee, and mingling and just having conversations, genuine conversations. That has really recharged me, and seeing people just being happy and seeing people make moves, bro, that's changed my way and has filled my cup. Asking for help in terms of, hey, asking for, you know, things about the Bible, God, religion, mental health, anxiety, you know, self-worth. I'm asking these hard questions to a lot of my friends, even professionals, to help me out on this. So that has given me a lot of, you know, stress and burden off my shoulders. And last one is giving myself grace, right? Giving myself in terms of saying that I am killing it, I am doing well. You know, I might not be where I am right now, you know, but to see the progress I've made over the last 2 years, I mean, it's honestly been amazing to see. I mean, if you've seen my photos from 2 years ago or even 5 years ago, no dates, being in an amazing relationship short term, making great friends, building the Seattle region, Asian Boss Boy is killing it, transformations from my clients. I mean, I am truly grateful for everything that I've been doing, and I know I'm hard on myself. I know I can do more, but I have to give myself grace and say, hey, I deserve to be here. I deserve to be valuable, worth it. I deserve to be praised, and I shouldn't be too hard on myself, right? And the last one that I'm really tapping into is getting to know God. I'm not religious by any means. I'm Buddhist by you know, my family and their practices, but you know, getting to know the Bible, reading the Gospels, and asking questions has really put a ton of peace in my heart. And you know, with everything that has gone on this year, I mean, a lot of things that didn't go my way that I wish happened, but knowing that God has a plan for me really gives me peace and a sense of certainty where, like, hey, this relationship may not have gone anywhere, but she taught me a lesson. God had sent me her to teach me a lesson, whether I liked it or not. If I did stay in that relationship, maybe things would have turned away from me, and opportunities may have strayed away from me, and it strayed away from God's path, right? Maybe it was right for me to suffer in terms of my business because it gave me more perspective, like how can I pivot, how can I change this, and now there's more opportunities that I can move forward with, you know, and I'm excited, I'm energized to do it, as well as, hey, you know, the real estate is tough, mentorship is tough, you know, my uncle's tough, but I know that he's gonna bring me up to another level that is gonna be, I mean, you can't compare me to anybody else, respectfully, you know, I mean, I'm gonna be a different beast compared to everybody else. And if this is a path that I have to go through and God has sent me you know, this opportunity, I'm gonna be the person that's gonna come out okay, right? How many people have gone this opportunity? You know, how many people have become selfish, hated the world, hated relationships, hating women? Like, I could have been bitter. I could have had all the right to become bitter, but I chose to take these as lessons and not failures and learn from them. So those are 23 things I learned this year. I'm excited for, you know, 2024. I'm gonna take you guys along the ride, the ups and downs, right? You're in my down bad era, but also the area where I'm improving myself mentally, spiritually, and the financial and physical. Bro, it's gonna come. You know what I mean? It's all a journey. I want you guys to walk this path with me, and I'm excited. So hope you guys like this video. Like I said, if you are in the Seattle region, the Washington area, and would like to be a part of a community where we help men become excellent financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially, bro, follow me on Instagram, and you're welcome to DM me the word The Standard, and I'll send you more information. I would love to have you here and be part of this community. We're trying to build Seattle and make it a place for us to make friends, to grow our career, our faith, and everything like that. With that being said, hope you guys like the video. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subs right now, as well as turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Asian Boss Boy out.